Hi, I'm Mr. Nice Legz. That didn't work, did it? I'll try again.
Just keep going.
Hi, I'm Mr. Nice Legz and welcome to the doghouse. This is my studio where I work and where I make all the magic. And it never did me any harm.
So he's taking the booze now. Yeah, he's got
Oh, that's quite nice.
He's quite nice.
That's ever so sweet. What's the question?
What part of your studio are you changing?
Well, it's funny you should say that, Dave. Yes, the part I'm changing, like I said before, is the way I record. I'm not going to computer. I've decided to update my recording. So here is my original recorder, which is the Tascam DP-02 CF. Okay, the O2, I don't know what it means actually, but the CF is to do with the fact that it uses SD cards. Okay, the normal version of it actually has built-in effects, and I don't have any built-in effects, but it does have routing for at least one effect as per normal. So I still use the old-fashioned effects. If you want to see that there. These are quite old. These is effects from the 90s in my 19-inch rack. So I can still use, I've got two different effects. One is for more guitar sounds and the other is just a general effects. I can use either one of those and I can route it through my Tascam. Now the new one I'm getting has got loads and loads of effects built in because that's what everybody wants nowadays. Okay, so that's one of the main things. Yeah, so if we go back to the Tascam, I think it's a brilliant machine. It's so simple to use. This is the main thing about Tascam, the fact that just to record something, you just assign, because it can only record two things at a time. So you couldn't say, for instance, mic up a drum kit completely and record all the different mics and stuff like that, because it can only actually take two inputs at a time. So there's one limitation there. The new one I'm going to be getting, even the 32 track, can do 8 at a time. So you could do it with that one. Not that I've got a real drum kit, but I could if I had a real drum kit. That's my point. Anyway, so because of that limitation, you have to assign it. So you would just simply press the assign button. As you can see, just by pressing that there, channel 5 is assigned to channel A. Okay, for recording, and on this one channel 6. So the last thing I did was in stereo, because it's the best way of doing it. And you just would simply press record for whichever one and set the levels, and away you go. It's that simple. And then you've got playback, etc. Absolutely simplicity. Now I've got to admit, your question earlier about I don't really use DAW stuff, so I don't really know how much harder it is, but I've heard that is simplicity itself. So then I can then record the individual tracks, and if I play this back, the last thing I've ever done on this is actually a cover of a Yazoo song, which I did because it was going to be used in an album that someone's putting together. It probably won't be used now. Oh, I don't know. He hasn't messaged me yet. Either way, so if I was to press play, we go from there. Okay, and put the mix up. So you've got your master volume, and then at the moment I've recorded the drums. So if I put my whine down, and I can mute. So if I mute everything, so that one. So there's the rhythm section that was actually done on this machine here, but we'll go back to that. And then if I turn on, so there's the drum track there. So I played live drums, which is, you know, to separate the drums, because I like to do that. I don't like to, I can only sequence 2 things at a time using CV gate because of the limitations of my equipment and the limitations of this, and I actually love that. I don't have to worry beyond 2. 2 is all I've got, so I have to make the best. Okay, so there's my drums being played live on top of my sequenced pattern, and then I can then add the bass, which I've done in stereo. So where's the bass? So a nice simple bass. You would have thought I'd use the Moog for this, but I actually didn't. I actually used the Korg because of for ease. I wanted it in stereo. So then we've got this one. Now let's turn this drum back on there. Turn that back on there. A little percussion-y sound, which I played with the pads. So percussion-y sound, and then you've got this little tune that I'm playing. That's in mono as well, so I have to use stereo effects to make it sound stereo. And then when you put them all together, you get the song and then the vocals. I wasn't expecting that to do that then. So yeah, so that's basically the way I used to work. So I would say that the drummer had 3 sections: stereo drums and a rhythm section to go with it, a sequence section. The keyboard player would have his part, and the live, because I can use a stand-up keyboard as well, and then my vocal all on its own. So that was it. That's all I can do. Now what you'd normally do is multi-track it. Okay, so you'd bounce tracks down, but I didn't like doing that. That's my limitation. That's where the song ends. That's all I can record. And I find that that's liberating, to be honest with you, knowing that I have to stop there. So I'll stop there.